of Ohangwena, that is Governor Sebastian Ndeitunga, for his stake. Good morning, Governor, and thank you so much for making time for us. Governor Ndeitunga, good morning, and thank you so much for making time for us.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me.
Governor, it's a very difficult time for Namibia and her people. How has the experience been for you and residents of Ohangwena?
Indeed, it's a very devastating time. It's a very difficult time that at this moment everybody is mourning our founding father, the demise of our founding father, and the Ohangwena residents, just like every citizen of this country or resident of Namibia, we are in a mourning mood. It's a devastating news that we received, that our founding father is no more.
Governor, please take us back to some of your encounters with the late President Nujoma. Share with us some anecdotes, some particularly memorable moments that you had with him.
Indeed, our founding president, during the liberation struggle, is the president of SWAPO and the commander-in-chief of the plan, the military wing of SWAPO, treated us as equal, ensuring that we have the opportunity, equal opportunity during the liberation struggle. And I was really impressed in 1976 when Comrade President Sam Nujoma sent his own son, Tony Nujoma, to the battlefield, and his brother or cousin that we have met at the northern front. If it was someone who could not allow his son to go to risk areas, danger, he decided that Tony Nujoma should go to the battlefield and fight just like any other person. He waged the war against the brutal regime of apartheid in Namibia and in Southern Africa, successfully led the SWAPO to victory, the armed struggle, and in the 1989 elections, and he led Namibia, a united nation, to its successful and standing a country that stood or stands tall in the world. It's a peace-loving country, well united, and therefore all of us in Namibia, we regard our founding father as a unifier, a military strategist, a visionary leader, because after independence, he made sure that he put up visions that will take Namibia to a higher height. As we remember, we didn't have a railway from Chumebe to Oshikango. As we remember, we didn't have a highway from Katima to Ruakana. And he even had a vision that there should be a highway or road all the way from Katima to the Atlantic Ocean, the coast of Atlantic Ocean, that side of Moy Bay other area there. And as we remember, he had a vision to bring water from all the way from DRC to Southern Africa. Is a leader who is having an eagle eye. And we really will dearly miss him. Not only Namibia, we could say Southern Africa, Africa as a whole, and the peace-loving world will all of us miss him.
Thank you so much, Governor. Now, what we do know is that President Nujoma was not the only one who fought for the liberation of this country. But what distinguishes his sacrifice? What discerns his contribution to the independence, to the liberation of this country from that of others?
Nujoma is a charismatic leader, a brave leader. For an organization to achieve its objective, should have a clear objective, clear vision, clear goals. And Nujoma was leading a team of brave, visionary compatriots, combatants. I can really mention some that Comrade Nujoma had a team of brave leaders like the Nyembas, the Moshiange, the Dimo Amambo, the Nakadas, the Orionjabas. All of these formed the team of leadership of SWAPO, and those one who were the military wing, that is plan, that assisted Nujoma to lead the SWAPO movement to wage this difficult struggle against the most powerful regime of apartheid in Africa. And because of his leadership, SWAPO, with its military wing plan, and the other solidarity nations like Angola, Cuba, Soviet Union were able to dismantle and debase the regime of apartheid once and forever. Therefore, it's a leader who has never wavered. And he encouraged us and inculcated in all of us to always be determined, focused, and never waver in a cause, in a just and a fair cause for the liberation of our country. And today we cherish his leadership of non-wavering.
Governor, it's difficult to narrow it down, but which do you deem as his most notable accomplishment, his most notable achievement?
I can't hear you, please.
Which do you regard as his most notable achievement, Governor?
One of the achievements, the achievement of President Nujoma, first, the liberation struggle until the independence of our country. He led the organization SWAPO and the liberation struggle until the logical conclusion, and that is the independence and the freedom of our country. Secondly, he immediately after independence, he introduced a policy of national reconciliation, that the two parties of belligerent parties should reconcile, and we should bury the past, and we should stand together to build this nation. And that policy is a policy that brought together brothers and sisters in this country to stand together as one nation, as one people, with one objective, to make sure that we live in an independent Namibia as one nation, as one people. And that contributed to, until today, to have a stable, peaceful Namibia. And that is a remarkable achievement of Comrade the President Sam Nujoma, a remarkable achievement of our people, a remarkable achievement of our democracy.
Governor Ndeitunga, as a leader yourself, you would know that at times one has to take a decision that may not be the popular one, but is the one that has regard to the greater good and the well-being of your people. Talk to us about your perspective on Dr. Nuyoma's approach to leadership, please.
I can't hear you very well. You are very far.
What do you make of Dr. Nuyoma's approach to leadership, Governor?
To the leadership.
What do you make of his approach to leadership? What type of leader was he?
Nujoma was a good leader. It's a unifier. And Nujoma embraced everybody. And Nujoma has a consultative leadership. Nujoma embraced everybody independently of colors, tribe, or creed. And Nujoma was, in some cases, a non-nonsense leader. Because he likes people who are hardworking, people who are patriots, people who are loyal to their nation, who are loyal to the country, and hard work. Nujoma is a person who didn't like laziness. And therefore, as much as he is accommodating, is tolerant. Nujoma is a straightforward and will never tolerate lazy people. Hence, he inculcated hardship, hard work. In every Namibian, he gave an example of hard work. And also gave an example to all young people to study hard for their country, for our country. Even when he retired, he was enrolled in the University of Namibia, in the Department of Engineering, to tell or to give example to the young ones that education has got no age, and that example needed to be emulated by our young ones. We have people who are complaining every time. Nujoma made sure that inculcate in our youth physical working, hand working, putting effort in every endeavor to make sure that our country develop. As I gave the example of the railway from Chumeb to Oshikambo, he was there physically, inculcating discipline, work discipline, inculcating patriotism, in making sure that our country develops, but it should be developed by ourselves. So it's a leader who didn't like lazy people. It's a leader who unified this country. The apartheid regime tried to divide this country by emphasizing on issues of tribes. Tribe what? Race what? Nujoma made sure that when he took over, all of us, independently from whatever corner you came from, we should regard as one nation and one Namibia.
Governor, it's 20 years.
We should cherish that leadership.
Yes.
And we will miss that leadership. And this world will never be the same to Nujoma, Fidel Castro, Agustin Neto, Robert Mugabe, and the others of his generation who fought for the liberation of the continent of Africa.
Thank you, Governor. It's 20 years since President Nujoma left office. However, he had a specific vision for our country. In what ways do you see that vision continue come to life, continue playing out, Governor?
It is vivid and clear that the legacy of Nujoma continue. That legacy continued. That visionary leadership continued with President Pohamba, with President Hage, with President Bumba, with the incoming President Netumbo. That vision, that goal will always continue because it is a well-designed program, by the country that legacy continue to develop our country. And it is difficult that when you see the continuation of development in infrastructure, in education, in health, in diplomacy, that legacy that started with Sam Nujoma continue with the leadership of this country. And it is vivid in our society. It is seen in our society. With difficulties it brings, but it continues the legacy, it continues the leadership that is continuously taking over through democratic process in our country.
Governor, speaking of difficulties, which were the significant challenges that President Nujoma encountered during his tenure, and how did he overcome those challenges?
Of course, we took over a country which was underdeveloped in terms of infrastructure, in terms of education. Remember, there was a Bandustanization in this country, is to harmonize the issue of education, to come up with a budget to develop infrastructure, communication, that is telecommunications, agriculture. Still we have a problem in agriculture, but it's those difficulties that Nujoma looks into to develop a green scheme, to produce food, to have a budget for road network infrastructure. Remember that we didn't have a road from Katima to Ruakana, the other roads that were just gravel roads. Today we can talk about all these roads. Most of the roads are bad roads, bitumen roads, and also to harmonize to unite the country that was divided by the apartheid regime. These were challenges from the beginning. Issues of security, setting up proper police force that respect the dignity and the human rights of citizens, setting up defense that can really be prepared, trained in humanitarian laws to protect our nations. Those were many challenges to establish diplomatic missions to ensure that Namibia shines among the free nations in the world.
Governor Ndeitunga, do you have a final message perhaps for your fellow residents of Ohangwena and for the nation at large?
Yes, indeed. I will plead with all the presidents of Ohangwena and Namibia as a whole, really to reflect the important role that our late president, former president, Sam Nujoma, has played before and during our independence, before independence and during our independence. This is our figure father, a statement that needs to be mourned by all the nations, independent from our walk of life, the walk of life, and to make sure that we are united. We should make sure that we mourn our president united in peace and in solidarity. This is a great loss, not only for Namibia, it's a great loss for the world. And we should accept that the God who gave us Sam Nujoma has taken him away. We should celebrate a life lived, the hard work that Sam Nujoma has done for this nation, who sacrificed his life since a young age.
Ndeitunga. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Thank you, Nene, Mr. Governor.
All the best.
Thank you, Nene.